Welcome back to Romeo and Juliet. Today is my day to read. We are doing Act 3, Scenes 1 and 2. You need to make sure that you have your reading packet off of the student table. You also need to have your reading guide so that you can stop and answer questions as we go. Please keep in mind that you have to leave sticky notes on the packet with your name at the bottom. I want to try something new for the sticky notes. I want you, as we read, to stop and ask questions, and you write those questions down on the sticky notes. Just before class is over, I'll take all of your sticky notes with questions on them and put them in order and answer those questions to make sure that we all are on the same page as far as what is happening in the reading. Okay? So, you need to remember we're also reading the modern version of the text. The Shakespearean is on the left-hand side. We're again on Act 3, Scene 1. Ready? Here we go. Mercutio and Benvolio enter with other men. Benvolio: I'm begging you, good Mercutio, let's call it a day. It's hot outside and the Capulets are wandering around. If we bump into them, we'll certainly get into a fight. When it's hot outside, people become angry and hot-blooded. Mercutio: you're like one of those guys who walks into a bar, slams his sword on the table, and then says, I pray I never have to use you. By the time he orders his second drink, he pulls his sword on the bartender for no reason at all. Am I really like one of those guys? Come on, you can be as angry as any guy in Italy when you're in the mood. When someone does the smallest thing to make you angry, you get angry. And when you're in the mood to get angry, you find something to get angry about. And what about that? If there were two men like you, pretty soon there'd be none because the two of you would kill each other. You would fight with a man if he had one more whisker or one less whisker in his beard than you have in your beard. You'll fight with a man who's cracking nuts just because you have hazelnut-colored eyes. Only you would look for a fight like that. Your head is as full of fights as an egg is full of yolk, but your head has been beaten like scrambled eggs from so much fighting. You started a fight with a man who coughed in the street because he woke up a dog that was sleeping in the sun. Didn't you argue it out with your tailor for wearing one of his new suits before the right season, and with another for tying the shoes he made with old laces? And yet you're the one who wants to teach me about restraint. Stop. I thought that Benvolio was the peacemaker in this group. And now Mercutio is like, no, you have a quick temper just like everybody else. So my sticky note is Benvolio a foil for Tybalt? Remember, a foil are two opposite characters. These are two characters who literally have opposite personalities in a story. We already know that Tybalt is a hothead, and we've been thinking that Benvolio is this peaceful guy. Is that true? So that's my sticky note question. Julio: if I were in the habit of fighting the way you are, my life insurance rates would be sky high. Your life insurance? That's foolish. Tybalt: oh Lord, Petruchio and the Capulets enter. Oh great, look just like me. Oh great, here come the Capulets. Well, I don't care. Tybalt: follow me closely, I'll talk to them. To the Montagues: good afternoon, gentlemen. I'd like to have a word with one of you. You just want one word with one of us? Put it together with something else. Make it a word and a blow. What does that mean? You just want one word with one of us? Put it together with something else. Make it a word and a blow. So maybe is Mercutio inviting Tybalt to fight? That's my sticky note question. Does Mercutio want to fight Tybalt? I thought he was the fun guy in the group. They're all surprising me. Tybalt: you'll find me ready enough to do that, sir, if you give me a reason. Can't you find a reason without my giving you one? Tybalt: Mercutio, you hang out with Romeo. Mercutio is inviting Tybalt to fight, and Tybalt was like, I'm not about to fight you if I don't have a reason to. And Mercutio said, you can't find a reason? Remember last scene, we read what Mercutio thinks about Tybalt, and we found out that Tybalt is a great swordsman. We also found out that he is quick to flip. He is very easily provoked to fight, and he's good at it. So I'm surprised that Mercutio is trying to challenge this man. Mercutio, hang out? What do you think we are, musicians in a band? If we look like musicians to you, you can expect to hear nothing but noise. Touching the blade of his sword. This is my fiddlestick. I'll use it to make you dance, goddammit, hang out. Mercutio. Benvolio, we're talking here in a public place. Either go someplace private or talk it over rationally. Or else just go away. Out here, everybody can see us. And remember, they were warned by the prince that if they cause a fight again, everybody's gonna die. So Benvolio's like, look, take it somewhere private or keep it cute and put it on mute. Mercutio, men's eyes were made to see things, so let them watch. I won't move to please anybody. He's feeling real trill today. I'm gonna need him to have a seat. Romeo enters. Tybalt, well, may peace be with you. Here comes my man, the man I'm looking for. He's not your man. All right, walk out into a field and he'll chase you. In that sense, you can call him your man. Wait, what? Mercutio, are you a little possessive over Romeo? Okay, honey. Tybalt, Romeo, there's only one thing I can call you. You're a villain. Romeo, Tybalt, I have a reason to love you that lets me put aside the rage I should feel and excuse that insult. I'm no villain, so goodbye. I can tell that you don't know who I am. Right, remember, last scene, Romeo and Juliet already got married in secret. Remember, the nurse came and got her. Her and Romeo met at the friar's chapel in his office, and these two are married, but nobody knows it but them. That's why he doesn't want to challenge Tybalt anymore. Here's the deal, neither one of them can tell their families. I don't know how that's going to work. Boy, your words can't excuse the harm you've done to me. So now turn and draw your sword. I disagree. I've never done you harm. I love you more than you can understand until you know the reason why I love you. And so, good Capulet, which is a name I love like my own name, you should be satisfied with what I say. Mercutio, this calm submission is dishonorable and vile. The thrust of a sword will end this surrender. He draws his sword. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you go fight me? Okay, so Mercutio feels like Romeo is being a punk right now, and he wants to fight. But we know that Tybalt can kill him. Is this an example of foreshadow? That's my sticky note, so I'm at number 2. Is Mercutio wanting to fight Tybalt a sign that later Tybalt is going to kill Mercutio? Because Mercutio was not this live earlier in the play, but suddenly he's all about the fighting. He was in a dress in the movie. I'm just saying, get back to work. Y'all need to focus. Tybalt, what do you want from me? Mercutio, good king of cats, I want to take one of your 9 lives. I'll take one, and depending on how you treat me after that, I might beat the other 8 out of you too. Will you pull your sword out of its sheath? Hurry up or I'll smack you on the ears with my sword before you have yours drawn. Tybalt, I'll fight you. Romeo, noble Mercutio, put your sword away. Mercutio to Tybalt, come on, sir, perform your forward thrust, your passado. Mercutio and Tybalt fight. Wow, Jesus! Drawing a sword. Draw your sword, Benvolio. Let's beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, stop this disgraceful fight. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince has banned fighting in the streets of Verona. Stop, Tybalt. Stop, good Mercutio. Romeo tries to break up the fight. Tybalt reaches under Romeo's arm and stabs Mercutio. I knew it! Romeo tries to break up the fight. Tybalt reaches under Romeo's arm and stabs Mercutio. Petruchio, let's get away, Tybalt! Tybalt, Petruchio, and the other Capulets exit. Mercutio, I've been hurt. May a plague curse both your families. I'm finished. Did he get away clean? Benvolio, are you hurt? Mercutio, yes, yes. It's a scratch, just a scratch, but it's enough. Where's my page? Go, boy. Get me a doctor. A page is like a manservant, so Mercutio must have like an assistant of some sort, and he sent him to go get a doctor. Romeo, have courage, man. The wound can't be that bad. Mercutio, no, it's not as deep as a well or as wide as a church door, but it's enough. It'll do the job. Ask for me tomorrow, and you'll find me in a grave. I'm done for in this world, I believe. May a plague strike both your houses. God damn it, I can't believe that dog, that rat, that mouse, that cat could scratch me to death. That braggart punk villain who fights like he learned swordsmanship from a manual. Why the hell did you come in between us? He struck me from under your arm. Romeo, I thought it was the right thing to do. Take me inside some house, Benvolio, or I'll pass out. May a plague strike both your families. They've turned me into food for worms. I'm done for. Curse your families. Mercutio and Benvolio exit. This gentleman, Mercutio, a close relative of the prince and my dear friend, was killed while defending me from Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, who had been my cousin for a whole hour. Oh, sweet Juliet, your beauty has made me weak like a woman, and you have softened my bravery, which before was as hard as steel. Benvolio. Oh, Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. His brave spirit has floated up to heaven, but it was too early for him to leave life on earth. Romeo, the future will be affected by today's terrible events. Today is the start of a terror that will end in the days ahead. Oh, Lord. Tybalt enters. Benvolio, here comes the furious Tybalt back again. Romeo, he's alive and victorious and Mercutio's dead. Enough with mercy and consideration. It's time for rage to guide my actions. Now, Tybalt, you can call me villain the way you did before. Mercutio's soul is floating right above our heads. He's waiting for you to keep him company on the way up to heaven. Either you or I, both of us, have to go with him. Stop. Sticky note. Romeo is ready to die, fighting Tybalt. So what about Juliet? If Romeo kills Tybalt, okay, because I feel like this is another example of foreshadow. If Romeo kills Tybalt, is that going to harm his marriage to Juliet? That's my sticky note. What's going to happen? If he murders her cousin and they've been married an entire hour, what's she going to do? Are they going to divorce? Well, we know they don't divorce, but is she going to say something to him? I would. That's my note. I think that makes 3 for me. Tybalt, wretched boy, you hung out with him here, and you're going to go to heaven with him. Romeo, this fight will decide who dies. They fight. Tybalt falls and dies. Romeo, get out of here. The citizens are around and Tybalt is dead. Don't stand there shocked. The prince will give you the death penalty if you get caught. So get out of here. Romeo, oh, I have awful luck. Benvolio, why are you waiting? Romeo exits. The citizens of the watch enter. Remember, the citizens of the watch are like the police force. Before there were police, just regular people would break up fights, witness crimes, etc. That's who these people are. The man who killed Mercutio, which way did he go? Tybalt, that murderer, which way did he run? Benvolio, Tybalt is lying over there. Citizen of the watch. Get up, sir, and come with me. I command you by the authority of the prince to obey me. You are the evil men who started this fight. Benvolio, oh noble prince, I can tell you everything about the unfortunate circumstances of this deadly fight. Over there, Tybalt is lying dead. He killed your relative, brave Mercutio, and then young Romeo killed him. Lady Capulet, Tybalt was my nephew. He was my brother's son. Oh prince, oh nephew, oh husband. Oh, my nephew is dead. Oh prince, you are a man of honor. Take revenge for this murder by killing someone from the Montague family. Oh, cousin! Cousin! Prince, Benvolio, who started this fight? Benvolio. Tybalt started the fight before he was killed by Romeo. Romeo spoke to Tybalt politely and told him how silly this argument was. He mentioned that you would not approve of the fight. He said all of this gently and calmly, kneeling down out of respect. But he could not make peace with Tybalt, who was in an angry mood and wouldn't listen to talk about peace. Tybalt and Mercutio began to fight each other fiercely, lunging at one another and dodging each other's blows. Romeo cried out, "Stop! Friends, break it up!" Then he jumped in between them and forced them to put their swords down. But Tybalt reached under Romeo's arm and thrust his sword into brave Mercutio. Then Tybalt fled the scene. But pretty soon, he came back to meet Romeo, who was overcome with the desire for revenge. As quick as lightning, they started fighting. Before I could break up the fight, Tybalt was killed. Romeo ran away when Tybalt fell dead. I'm telling you the truth, I swear on my life. Lady Capulet. Benvolio is part of the Montague family. His loyalties to the Montagues make him tell lies. He's not telling the truth. There were 20 Montagues fighting in this awful riot, and together those 20 could only kill one man. I demand justice. You, Prince, are the man who can give me justice. Romeo killed Tybalt. Romeo must die. I need her to have a seat. She needs to have a seat. This is the same one that told her husband to jump on into the fight at the beginning of scene 1. Act 1, scene 1. I digress. Stay on track. Prince, Romeo killed Tybalt. Tybalt killed Mercutio. Who should now pay the price for Mercutio's life? Montague, not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His crime did justice's job by taking Tybalt's life. Prince, and for that crime, Romeo is hereby exiled from Verona. I'm involved in your rivalry. Mercutio was my relative, and he lies dead because of your bloody feud. I'll punish you so harshly that you'll regret causing me this loss. I won't listen to your pleas or excuses. You can't get out of trouble by praying or crying, so don't bother. Tell Romeo to leave the city immediately, or else if he is found, he will be killed. Take away this body and do what I say. Showing mercy by pardoning killers only causes more murders. Juliet. I wish the sun would hurry up and set and night would come immediately. When the night comes and everyone goes to sleep, Romeo will leap into my arms and no one will know. Pause. Are they going to be at Juliet's house for their wedding night? How is that going to happen when the nurse is in there with her? Why would Romeo, that's my sticky note, why would Romeo sneak into Juliet's house for their wedding night? Why not have her come to his? At least nobody's going to murder her. She's a girl. That's my question. Romeo will leap into my arms and no one will know. Beauty makes it possible for lovers to see how to make love in the dark. Or else love is blind and its best time is the night. I wish night would come like a widow dressed in black so I can learn how to submit to my husband and lose my virginity. Let the blood rush into my cheeks be calmed. In the darkness, let me, a shy virgin, learn the strange act of sex so that it seems innocent, modest, and true. Come, night. Come, Romeo. You're like a day that comes during the night. You're whiter than snow on the black wings of a raven. Come, gentle night. Come, loving dark night. Give me my Romeo, and when I die, turn him into stars and form a constellation in his image. Girl, his face will make the heavens so beautiful that the world will fall in love with the night and forget about the garish sun. Oh, I have bought love's mansion, but I haven't moved in yet. I belong to Romeo now, but he hasn't taken possession of me yet. This day is so boring that I feel like a child on the night before a holiday, waiting to put on my fancy new clothes. Pause. Why isn't that weird for her to be in her mom and dad's house, consummating her relationship? And keep in mind, she's about 13, almost 14, and Romeo's like 15, and they're going to be in her house at her mom. How are you going to explain that away? I don't know. Let's keep reading. It's a weird circumstance to me. Nurse enters with the rope ladder in her pouch. Oh, remember Romeo gave her the rope ladder so he could climb up and see Juliet the night after their wedding. Remember he'd given her that? That was the reading we did yesterday. If you did it with your group, you know why she has this rope. It's for him to come and visit Juliet. Oh, here comes my nurse and she brings news. Every voice that mentions Romeo's name sounds beautiful. Now, nurse, what's the news? Is that the rope ladder Romeo told you to pick up? Yes, this is the rope ladder. Oh my, what's the news? Why do you look so upset? Oh, it's a sad day. He's dead, he's dead, he's dead. We're ruined, lady, we're ruined. What an awful day. He's gone, he's been killed, he is dead. Juliet, can God be so jealous and hateful? Romeo is hateful, even though God isn't. Oh, Romeo, whoever would have thought it would be Romeo? She's high drama. Juliet, what kind of devil are you to torture me like this? This is as bad as the tortures of hell. Has Romeo killed himself? Just say yes and I will turn more poisonous than the snake with the evil eye. I will no longer be myself if you tell me Romeo killed himself. If he's been killed, say yes. If not, say no. These short words will determine my joy or my pain. She's like, spit it out. What are you talking about? My boo dead? That's what she wants to know. Back to this. I saw the wound. I saw it with my own eyes. God bless that wound here on his manly chest. A pitiful corpse. A bloody, pitiful corpse. Pale as ashes and drenched in blood. All the dry blood was so gory. I fainted when I saw it. Juliet. Oh, my heart is breaking. Oh, my bankrupt heart is breaking. I'll send my eyes to prison and they'll never be free to look at anything again. I'll give my vile body back to the earth. I'll never move again. My body and Romeo's will lie together in one sad coffin. Nurse. Oh, Tybalt, he was the best friend I had. Oh, polite Tybalt, he was an honorable gentleman. I wish I had not lived long enough to see him die. Juliet. What disaster is this? Has Romeo been killed and is Tybalt dead too? Tybalt was my dearest cousin. Romeo was even dearer to me as my husband. Let the trumpets play the song of doom because who can be alive if those two are gone? Nurse. Tybalt is dead and Romeo has been banished. Romeo killed Tybalt and his punishment was banishment. Juliet. Oh God! Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? It did. Curse the day this happened, but it did. Oh, he's like a snake disguised as a flower. Did a dragon ever hide in such a beautiful cave? He's a beautiful tyrant and a fiendish angel. He's a raven with the feathers of the dove. He's a lamb who hunts like a wolf. I hate him. Yet he seemed the most wonderful man. He's turned out to be the exact opposite of what he seemed. He's a saint who should be damned. He's a villain who seemed honorable. Oh, nature, what were you doing in hell? Why did you put the soul of a criminal in the perfect body of a man? Was there ever such an evil book with such a beautiful cover? Oh, I can't believe the deepest evil lurked inside something so beautiful. Nurse. There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All of them lie. All of them cheat. They're all wicked. Where's my servant? Give me some brandy. These griefs, these pains, these sorrows make me old. Shame on Romeo. Juliet. I hope sores cover your tongue for a wish like that. He was not born to be shameful. Shame does not belong with Romeo. He deserves only honor, complete honor. Oh, I was such a beast to be angry with him. Pause. So Juliet was mad at Romeo for killing Tybalt, but now she's okay with it? That's my sticky note. Is Juliet's love for Romeo stronger than her love for Tybalt? And is she going to run away with him? Because I'm thinking that she's going to try to run away with Romeo. That's what's got to happen, right? Because she just told the nurse she hopes sores cover her tongue for talking bad about Romeo. Okay, nurse. Are you going to say good things about the man who killed your cousin? Juliet, am I supposed to say bad things about my own husband? I have a poor husband who will sing your praises when I, your wife of 3 hours, have been saying awful things about you. But why, you villain, did you kill my cousin? Probably because my cousin, the villain, would have killed my husband. I'm not going to cry any tears. I would cry with joy that Romeo is alive, but I should cry tears of grief because Tybalt is dead. My husband, whom Tybalt wanted to kill, is alive. Tybalt, who wanted to kill my husband, is dead. All this is comforting news. Why then should I cry? There is news worse than the news that Tybalt is dead. News that makes me want to die. I would be glad to forget about it, but it weighs on my memory, like sins linger in guilty minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo has been banished. So what is she saying here? Can we pause for a second? What is she saying here? That she understands that Romeo killed Tybalt because Tybalt was trying to kill her husband, but then that she's sad that Romeo has to be banished? Juliet has been this man's wife for entirely 3 hours, and that's been her cousin her whole life. Keep in mind, she's known Romeo about a day at this point. She has not only married him and pledged her undying love to him, he turned around and killed her cousin, who we all know was a hothead and had it coming, but still, and she has sided with him. I don't know what kind of person I think that makes her. Does that make her young and in love? Or does that make her disloyal? There's my sticky note. I think that makes me up to 4 or 5. Is Juliet young and in love? Or is she just a confused girl who's disloyal to her family? I don't know. And I don't know how I would feel in her place. That banishment is worse than the murder of 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death would be bad enough if that was all. Maybe pain likes to have company and can't come without bringing more pain. It would have been better if after she said Tybalt's dead, she told me my mother or father or both were gone. Pause. She wishes her mama and daddy were dead more than she wants something to happen to Romeo. This is what causes me to question Juliet, is because you've known him for one day and your whole family could be dead and you'd be okay as long as he were alive. Is that love or lust? I think it's lust. I can't think that she could love somebody so much in 24 hours that if her family were wiped out, she'd still be like, oh, okay, as long as Romeo's here. So there's my sticky note. Is it love or lust? I'm going to answer myself and I'm going to say lust. Okay. It would have been better if after she said Tybalt's dead, she told me my mother or father or both were gone. That would have made me make the normal cries of sadness. But to say that Tybalt's dead and then say Romeo has been banished, to say that is like saying that my mother, my father, Tybalt, Romeo, and Juliet have all been killed. They're all dead. Romeo has been banished. That news brings infinite death. No words can express the pain. Where are my father and my mother, nurse? They are crying and moaning over Tybalt's corpse. Are you going to join them? I'll bring you there. Juliet, are they washing out his wounds with their tears? I'll cry my tears for Romeo's banishment when their tears are dry. Pick up this rope ladder. This poor rope ladder is useless now, just like me, because Romeo has been exiled. He made this rope ladder to be a highway to my bed, but I'm a virgin. I will die a virgin and a widow. Let's go, rope ladder. Nurse, I'm going to lie in my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, can take my virginity. Can we stop? Pause. In the middle of a tragedy, Juliet's concerned about getting with Romeo. Does anybody see anything wrong with that? Just at all? Your cousin is dead, okay? And in the middle of that, you just said, I wish my family were dead, and now who's going to come sleep with me tonight? I have so many questions. And I question her character. There's one of those. Nurse, go to your bedroom. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I know where he is. Listen, your Romeo will be here tonight. I'll go to him. He's hiding out in Friar Lawrence's cell. Ring. Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight and tell him to come here to say his last goodbye. They exit. Okay. Now that we have finished our reading for today, I need you to go back and make sure that you have the required number of sticky notes. Because today is a short day, it's Wednesday, I tell you what, I'll cap you at 5. Do 5 sticky notes. Make sure you finish your reading guide. Also, at the end of your reading guide, you'll see that instead of vocabulary, I have some Shakespearean sentences I want you to translate. It has been brought to my attention that you do need exposure to the Shakespearean language. Even though we're reading the modern translation of the text, it's important that you be able to read the Shakespearean and make some sense of it. So work with your groups to get that figured out as well. When you've completed the entire front and back of your reading guide, put it in your class drawer next to the printer for me to grade. Okay? Good luck!